God Talk Unfiltered.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lynn Hartshorn. I'm not sure exactly which story to tell because I'm sure we all have so many, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to say something, but what do I say? And I'm praying and I'm like, I didn't hear anything. I'm praying. Hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me now? That kind of thing. So I have been through many trials in my life, and I grew up as an abused kid from probably a toddler age or even earlier, and I didn't have a good relationship with God. I didn't believe in God because how could God allow this to happen, right? And if there really is a God, why don't you freaking care and help me, kind of thing, right? And then I did drugs and drinking, and I tried to kill myself a couple of times, and thankfully that didn't work. And became affiliated with a church that was different from the Catholic church I grew up in. That was good for a while, and then it was very confining. And then I found MCC in about 2010 or 11, and then some serious issues happened, and I had to leave for a while, and then I came back. And what I've been doing here is I'm originally from the East Coast. I don't know if anybody can tell with my accent. I also lived in Texas a while, so I'm kind of confused. Or maybe. So all I know is we're all Yankees. That's one thing I know for sure. I've been told. So I moved up here to study for my PhD at Wayne State. And I never thought I'd be in college. I started college at 43 years old, my bachelor's. And all my classmates were amazingly young and beautiful, and immediately I knew they were smarter than me. That's my own poor self-talk I had. I've done some healing, And then I am a teacher. I teach adjunct classes now while I struggle and strive to complete my dissertation. And I want to just say a couple of things. That's kind of a big preface, if you will, but a couple of things. So often, people feel unvalued or undervalued or don't recognize that we have value. And the value we have as human beings, those with a spiritual or religious view, we are more valuable and precious than I think we'll ever get to know. But God has put that in us, and God has created us to be these amazing beings that are valuable and are valued beyond measure. And the idea is to not only treat others that way, but has become a difficulty for me for many years is to treat myself that way. A little bit maybe on the way what Jennifer was sort of saying a little earlier. And I'm teaching 2 classes this semester, and they're both basic speech classes. I teach a variety of classes, but this happens to be a more freshman level semester for me, 2 classes. And I'm still amazed by the students I get to spend a semester with. I have yet to have a bad semester with students, and I've been teaching at the university level, or assistant teaching when I was a graduate student, since about 2006. So occasionally there'll be a more challenging student, but that I think is the one that needs more love. And I don't have to get up in the morning and go, oh my God, I got to teach today. I can't stand it. There are days when I want to stay in bed for sure, but I can't help it. I love my students before I get to meet them, before I even know I'm going to have a class to teach, before there's anything available for me to teach. I know I'm going to love my students, period. And I try to bring that to the classroom. And each semester, I learn something from every class I teach. The way I look at teaching and education is that I am not only an educator, but I'm a student. And I think all of my students are educators as well. And I try to treat them as though they are, because I learn from them, and I want them to know that there's a value. And they've done their second speeches, and half the class spoke today, and I am amazed at the maturity level and the caring that I heard in some of the speeches today. So often, young people or old people or gay people or any variety of different people get to be oppressed, or we don't want to listen to you people because you have gray hair. By the way, I do too. I don't want to listen to you because you're overweight. I don't listen to you because your skin shade isn't the same as mine. And I don't want to listen to you because you do what? You sleep with who? So young people have a value, and they need to know that. And that's one of the least things that I can communicate to them. And one of the sayings I use every semester is, with my students, is that we don't have to understand to be understanding. We just have to want to be. And that's kind of like empathy. So I don't know what it's like to be African American. I will never know. But I can try to be understanding and caring and listen and walk alongside people that are different than me. And isn't it wonderful to meet people that are different than you and different than me? And then, thank you. And then in closing, I just want to say, the students wrote an outline and then turned that in before they spoke. And today, there's about 60 total students in both classes. And today, 8 students came out to me in one way or other in their outlines. 8. And that's a lot. 2 people came out as transgender. 2 people came out as bisexual. And then there was a mix, I'm sorry, I don't know the numbers, lesbian and gay. And I am just honored that young people would trust me with that. They don't know me. They don't know that I'm not, oh my gosh, I'm going to take a picture of your outline in your paper and I'm going to sell it. They don't know anything. They don't know that. And yet, they are free to do so. And I think that's an environment for us to continually encourage and cultivate as people that we are. People might say things that we disagree with. And a few weeks back, Ellen DeGeneres was on the news because she was sitting next to Bush. And people were, giving her all kinds of hassles about it. And I love what she said. When I say be kind to one another, these are her words, not mine, I don't mean to be kind that are people that are like me. I don't mean to just be kind to people that agree with me. Be kind to everybody. And that's a tall order. But I think it's one that as people, the more we are aware of ourselves, the more that we are aware of that people have needs, and that every person you meet, whether we think so or not, or remember or not, is profoundly valuable. And always remember that you are too. Thank you.